Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match review. This is Chelsea 3, AC Milan 0. I literally have not been this happy after a Chelsea game in a very long time because it was just fantastic and what a win, and I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to put out content for you guys. I've been battling a cold. My throat feels like it might give out at any second, but I'm going to try to do my best. I was on Chelsea in the USA's Twitter Spaces hosting that match preview. I have that every Champions League game, so we'll have one next week as well. And then on Chelsea Match Day Live. So it's been just like a very Chelsea-centric day for me. I'm exhausted, but I still wanted to put out a match review for you guys, and I'm just so excited. So I wanted to share in my happiness because typically I'm trying to be optimistic after the games, but now I am just very, very happy. So Chelsea versus AC Milan. Going into this game, Chelsea were fourth in the group, and this was an absolutely massive, massive game for Chelsea because they really needed this in order to be able to continue competing in the group stage of the Champions League. Given the fact that we were in fourth, when team lineups came out, it was maybe not entirely surprising, but Graham Potter decided to switch to a back three / back five. We saw Koulibaly come into the mix, Fofana and Thiago Silva as the center backs, Reece James and Chilwell on either side, Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek as the two holding players, and then up front, Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, and Aubameyang. And something that I thought was pretty interesting is that we've been seeing Raheem Sterling play more on the right side because I think typically he has played on the left side for us. Make sure as well, by the way, to let me know your thoughts in the chat box. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, everything. I want to know, and I'll go reading them out throughout the stream as well. It's already pretty late for me. It's 11:20, but I'll try to stay as long as I can get. So looking ahead at this match, as I always do, I think that it was surprising that Graham Potter switched, but not entirely, because in the back four, we've just had a lot of open spaces. We really don't have somebody that can play as a controlling DM that's like very defensively minded. Maybe if N'Golo Kante was fit, but I just feel like right now we kind of lack the personnel in order to be able to play that back four, or we would require a lot of time in order to be able to implement it, time that we don't necessarily have. And it seems like a back three / back five just kind of works with the players that we have available. One thing that I also like about this system is that it really allows Reece James to get very far forward and bomb forward, and we know just how solid he is attacking wise. When he plays as a right back in a back four, he kind of has to be a little bit more weary about how far forward he gets because he doesn't have that extra coverage when he gets back. So that's something that I like. I thought that in this game, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic were a great pairing. Typically, Ruben doesn't play so deep, but I thought that he had a brilliant game. You really couldn't tell that Jorginho was absent, for example, and I thought that he was really defending well, picking passes well. Didn't feel like there was this gaping hole in the middle of the midfield, and I thought that he just commanded himself really well, and I was very happy for him because I know that it's not his natural position, but I thought that he did a stellar job. Everybody in the comments is just talking about Reece James. I mean, what a brilliant player that we have on our hands. Absolutely. For me, probably, I don't want to be biased, but maybe the best right back in the world, if not one of the best. Definitely the best in the Premier League, that's for sure. I just think that he's incredible defending, going forward. As soon as he got the ball, I just had a feeling that he was going to score just because he's that good. He's just incredible. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not going in any sort of which way direction. I haven't planned it. Usually I go through the game, but I'm just very excited and not thinking. So looking at the first half, Chelsea got off on the front foot. I thought that we had some really great opportunities, and we had 3 consecutive corners in a row where Thiago Silva was somehow unmarked in the box 3 times. And I think that this kind of speaks to just the players that AC Milan had on the pitch, a very young team, and you really need somebody with that experience, somebody like an Olivier Giroud, for example, to step up and say, hey, okay, we didn't sort it the first time. We can't let this guy go unmarked again. Somebody's got to take it. Even though you typically do have these instructions, it's really curious to think like who was meant to be marking Thiago Silva, because one time it happens, okay, fine. But then for it to happen 2 more times consecutively in just a span of 2 minutes, I thought that that was absolutely absurd on AC Milan's part. I wasn't complaining about it from a Chelsea perspective. And I also just think it speaks to how brilliant Thiago Silva is, and that he's getting into these positions and he had really good shots. Finally, the third one, it's kind of bobbled around a bit. Typically, I feel like these things don't tend to go Chelsea's way, and that they kind of just kick it out somehow. I'm like, how did it we score? But it fell extremely well for Wesley Fofana. He gets his first Chelsea goal, and I thought that it was really decisive of him to score, because right place, right time. But it's a lot of pressure. He's a young player in the Champions League at home. It's a big game, so I thought that he did really well to get the goal there, and I couldn't have been happy for him. And I tweeted like, what a way to get your first goal for Chelsea. It was incredible. And I have to say as well, I feel absolutely terrible that he came off injured around the 38th minute or so. I have no idea how bad this injury is. I really hope that it's not too bad and that we'll see him back soon, because he's going to be a massive player for us. And I thought that while he was on the pitch, he was doing fantastically well to keep up with Leao, who was incredible. Chelsea are linked to him, and I hope that we get that one done, because he was just on fire, and I felt that we contained him as much as possible. But if he were playing for us, he just has so much pace, dribbling ability. He's scored 4 goals and has 4 assists already for AC Milan in Serie A this season. So what a player. Halftime comes. Well, no, we almost before halftime, Raheem Sterling had a very good opportunity. In my opinion, he tends to think maybe a little bit too much, which is something that Steven, who came on my channel as a Man City fan from a Steam company, had said. Like, when he has too much time to think about his decisions, he might not make the right one. When he's just forced to shoot, then he's going to do it. And that's something that was absolutely spot on from him. It's something that I've been noticing as well, now that he just had a lot of time, and he should have shot the ball and released it a lot earlier than he did, and he ended up getting his shot blocked. But that was a really good opportunity for Chelsea to go 2 up, but it was just the one goal. AC Milan had a really great opportunity just a couple of minutes later, right before halftime. Kepa made a good save, and honestly, I feel like they fluffed their shot. Could have been a very different game going into halftime 1-1, but we go into halftime a goal up. I couldn't be happier, and this is one of those games that you want Chelsea to see out, and you want them to go and get the second goal. And in the past, I feel like sometimes we have had all of the dominance, and we have all of the play kind of going with us, but then we just aren't able to convert. And I was a little bit nervous about that happening again today. I'm just getting some water because I've been talking for like 4 hours straight. Oh, oops, sorry. Coming into the second half, I mean, first, what an assist by Reece James for the Aubameyang goal. And what I love about Aubameyang is you saw his movement. You saw that he was kind of going in, and then he decided to go around the defender. And Tamura could have blocked that. I think it was like the first shot that he hadn't, or the first cross that he hadn't blocked in the game. Unlucky for him. But what I love about Aubameyang is that he didn't give up, and he didn't say, "Oh, Timur's probably going to block this, so I'm not going to try." Like he was like, "Okay, Reece James is putting in a cross," and he got on the end of it. And he just has this real striker's instinct, which is something that I feel like we've been missing at Chelsea over the past couple of seasons. So it's fantastic to see that he has 2 goals in his last 2 games for Chelsea, really getting off the mark. And up until that point, he really wasn't so involved in the game. I was thinking he hasn't done so much. But the thing with Aubameyang is that if you feed him, which Reece James does, he's going to get on the end of balls. He's going to get on the end of crosses. He knows where the back of the net is, and he just has that natural instinct to put the ball into the back of the net. That's something that we saw again today. Did a flip. I don't remember if it's a back flip or a front flip, but my heart was racing. I was like, please do not throw out your back and get injured doing a flip. But very, very happy for him. And then, of course, the Reece James goal was just incredible. As soon as he got it, I just had a feeling that he was going to score. I actually screamed. My husband was like, "What happened? What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, it's fine. Like, we just scored." He's like, "Was it the first goal?" I was like, "No, it was the third." He was, "So why are you screaming so loudly?" I was like, "Because it's Reece James. That's why." Um, I absolutely love Reece James. I know you all in the comments as well think we're saying that Reece James is the very best, and a goal and an assist. I think he's the youngest player for Chelsea to do that in the Champions League, and for me, he should just be a set starter for England as well. This guy is unstoppable. It's pretty crazy to think that he's still super young. He's not even in his prime yet, and he's just so good defensively going forward. I just absolutely adore him. So after that, I really didn't feel like there was so much action. 3 goals. Chelsea really tied it up at that point, and I'm so happy. So first off, I'm going to just pull up the group standings. So let me find, share my screen here. So these were the results after today. Obviously, RB Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb played earlier in the day, and Salzburg won 1-0. I think the best result for us probably would have been a tie, but I think this was also a pretty favorable result for us, and we beat Milan 3-0, which was so freaking needed. So if we go back to Group B, Chelsea have shot up from 4th to 2nd. It just feels so good to see this. And it's, of course, a very tight group. Anything could still happen. It's going to be a massive game against Milan away at the San Siro next week. But I feel like if we can get that win, then we're really going to be putting ourselves in a good position. It's not going to be easy, but I do think that since Chelsea have beaten them by 3-0, that's going to hopefully put us in a good position. I don't think that we're going to get cocky about it, and the team should not. Just because we've beat them once doesn't mean that it's a guarantee that we're going to beat them again, but I think that it gives us at least an advantage mentally as well. So now Chelsea are in 2nd and 4 points on goal difference. We go ahead of Milan, shot up to a goal difference of 2. Very happy about that. And like I said, this group is just incredibly close. Salzburg on 5 points, Chelsea on 4, Milan on 4, Dinamo Zagreb on 3. So anything can happen, but it's looking a lot more positive for Chelsea. And now I'm just going to take you through the SofaScore stats and everything. You guys know that I love looking at this. So I don't know if I can I was trying to figure out if I could make this go more to the left so that it's a bit nicer to look at. But as you can see here, really just all of the momentum with Chelsea, a little bit for Milan at the end of the first half and a teensy bit at the beginning of the second half. But Chelsea just did a fantastic job there. And let's look at some stats. So Chelsea really less ball possession than I would have thought. I thought that we would have had a bit more, just over 50%, 51% ball possession. But this is something that I love to see. 10 shots, 6 total on target, which is something that we haven't had, I feel, in a very long time. I know that this is a depleted Milan side. They had a lot of injuries. They were missing a lot of players, but still, this is a team that is so strong, and it would have been, it wouldn't have, how do I word this? Like, the Chelsea of the past might have drawn this game, but we dug in, we created more opportunities, and we're seeing our shots on target go up, which is something that is super, super important. 4 corner kicks, obviously 3 of them coming in very quick succession, 15 fouls, 3 big chances, 9 shots inside the box, 83% accurate passes. There was a point where we were just, I think it was in the first half, we were misplacing a lot of passes. And I was like, please stop misplacing passes. But then we got it together. Overall, just an incredible game. I'm completely over the moon about it. Keanu, thank you for joining. Loyal viewer always tunes in. I appreciate it. I am also gutted for Fofana. Hopefully we find out a little bit more about his injury in the next coming weeks. This is a great question. Thank you for asking it. Who do you think will be the highest goal scorer for Chelsea across all comps, Reece or Alba? First off, I think it's like incredible that we're putting Reece James, a defender, in the same category as Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang is going to be the highest goal scorer. Reece probably is going to come close, but I also think Reece is going to provide a lot of assists, especially for Aubameyang. I tweeted about their link up, like, how many times are we going to see Aubameyang getting on the end of a Reece James cross, because I feel like it's going to be copy paste. It's going to happen a lot. Yeah, Reece is looking very, very strong, and definitely, I hope that like I said, I thought that Ruben had a fantastic game. I'm just getting water, and I really hope that he continues it. It was a different position for him in the past. I don't think that he's looked so sure of himself in this position. I don't know what it is, if it's been Graham Potter helping in trainings, if he's just had more time to get used to it, but I thought that he was excellent. Sidar said, hello, Ellie. That was a fantastic match and a much needed win. Absolutely. And I think for the team, it's just building now, right? We had a late win against Crystal Palace at the weekend. Now we have another win against AC Milan, and this one was emphatic, beating them 3-0. We haven't scored more than 2 goals since the start of the season. Like, it just hasn't happened this season so far. So for us to score by 3 goals, to finally keep it clean sheet, which I don't think we had done in our previous 8 matches, this is massive for us. And I think it's something that the team is going to hopefully be able to build off of, and they're going to be buzzing and build off this momentum, and then it's only going to go up. It's the type of thing, like, you just start putting together some wins, and then everything kind of starts clicking together. So very happy about that. Just under, now we have 70 of you watching. If you like this content, I go live after every single match. Make sure to like this video so that other people can find it as well. And make sure to sub to the channel if you aren't subbed already. I've been sick. I'm like struggling to speak right now. But if you like this content, make sure to sub so that you keep seeing it, basically. Steven says, give Silva another contract extension. He's by far our best defender. It's crazy. Like, this guy is 38. I'm 28. I couldn't imagine doing that in 10 years. And he just makes it look effortless. He makes it look so easy. He's constantly one of our best players on the pitch. Doesn't matter the opponent. Doesn't matter if he's played before. Like, I'm at a loss for words for just how brilliant he is. And really, if he's still playing like this, why not give him another extension? Like, he deserves it. So absolutely, I would give Thiago Silva a contract extension. So I've asked, what's our best lineup at the moment, in your opinion? I really don't feel like I can answer that because we've only seen 3 games under Graham Potter. We do have a couple of players out. I will say that I think that the players that we currently have now more favor a back 3/5 than a back 4. Obviously, it's hard because the back 4 does favor certain players. Like, I think Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher play better in. I have to sneeze. Okay, still sick. Sorry, guys. I think Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, they when we play in a back 4, the attacking position favors them a little bit more, and they're able to get into maybe deeper positions than they do when we play in a back 3, but more advanced. Deeper positions than when they play in a back 5/back 3, but still not as advanced either, like Mason, for example, if that makes sense. I'm kind of confusing myself. So I think like those players favor a back 4, and then you have other players like Jorginho, Thiago Silva, Reece James, Ben Chilwell. Like basically the defensive midfield, I feel like favors back 3/5. It's kind of weird. I feel like the attack favors a back 4 in the way that you can set up having a back 4 in the attack, and then I feel like the midfield and defense favors a back 3/5. It's kind of like a weird conundrum to have, but we can obviously change tactics or formation in game. It's fluid, of course, as well. But I think that that's kind of going to be the thing that Graham Potter works with, and he's going to be trying to find players to fit into a certain style. So he's tested the back 4. I know when we played a back 5, a lot of people were calling for us to play a back 4, but I just felt that we looked pretty susceptible and open. And like I said, I really like Reece James being able to get forward, and I think that he's one of our greatest assets, as we've seen, a goal and assist today. So when he plays further forward, we do better as a team. So I think even if you play a back 4, you kind of have to find a way to engineer it so that Reece James can still get far and maybe have somebody drop in, because I don't think that we can afford for him to not be playing forward. They say Keba had another great game. He's so much better on the ball. Great for his confidence. He made a fantastic save, and I think that he, if you compare him to a couple of seasons ago, like what a difference. He's had such an increase in confidence. He's making really good saves. He's very quick in his decision making as well. And so I thought that he had another great game, and it's really good. Like it's a good issue to have 2 goalkeepers to choose from as well, especially with Mendy maybe looking a little bit on the shakier side, not in his best of form. It's good that we can rely on Kepa and that he's doing a great job. Jay says, Ruben has been sensational this season, honestly. Definitely looked great today. Reece James, that's all I'll say. Huge win and huge performance. Couldn't agree. I think that Ruben, Reece, and Thiago Silva were all like the 3 best players on the pitch for me personally. And I just think you have to give man of the match to Reece James. A clean sheet, a goal and assist. Like, what more could you literally ask for from a defender? So he's my man of the match, but I think all 3 of them had an absolutely brilliant performance. Harsa, I'm happy after a long, long time. Such a comfortable win has been so awaited for, and it's finally arrived. Excited for the weekend. I couldn't agree more. As you guys could tell, it's like almost midnight for me. I had a full day of work, then the Chelsea Twitter Spaces, then Chelsea Matchday Live, now this. Almost midnight, and I'm still buzzing. And this is what Chelsea does to me when I'm super excited. I just can't stop talking about it. I'm in a fantastic mood. I'm very happy because for me, the matches are at night. I know for a lot of you, it's even later, and I don't know how you do it, but I always have a really hard time sleeping whenever Chelsea play at night and we don't have a good game. So I'm very excited that I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight because Chelsea had a fantastic game. Sammy said, "What statement win for the Blues and Graham Potter?" Couldn't agree more. I think that Aubameyang, he has 2 goals in two, so even though he didn't do so much other than the goals, what more could you really ask? He's scoring really important goals, and Broya is an amazing player as well. He still has a lot to develop, but I think the important thing is that we're seeing that he's getting minutes every game, and like Graham Potter said, Chelsea are playing at least like 2 games a week, a game every 3 to 4 days up until the World Cup. There's going to be so many games, and Broya is going to get minutes as well. And I'm sure that a goal is going to come sooner or later because he's getting into good positions, but he just needs to kind of like refine it a little bit more. But he has really great instincts. Sean said, "I just hope our players can stay fit and injury free. Well, hopefully Wesley Fofana comes back soon. N'Golo Kante is training as well, and it would just be really nice to have those 2 players back. So I'll keep you guys updated as well about Wesley Fofana and where he stands fitness wise. Hopefully we'll find out soon in the next couple of days. But yeah, guys, overall, fantastic game. I'm absolutely buzzing. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments of this video. Like it, subscribe to the channel. Loads of content coming up as well, and I hope that you guys are just as excited as I am about this win. My throat is about to give out. I've been talking for like 4 hours straight. With everything and being sick as well, like it's just not going well, but hopefully this video was still okay and I powered through. If you like this video, please drop it a like, sub to the channel. Sorry to keep insisting, but gotta remind you guys. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night, or maybe you're rewatching this tomorrow, but right now it's nighttime. So have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And until next time, I'm out. Bye.